Scrapbookers, it's Katie Scott, and I want to make a 2-page layout, and I looked and looked, and I don't really have a ton of papers that match, so I did find these in this big pile of stuff that I was about to purge, and so I'm going to use the brown side, and you'll see why in a second. But what I want to do is I also have these bunch of tags, and I want to kind of just have them be on the outside of each side so they bracket in the whole page. And I wanted the background to be enough of a contrast that so that you'd really like get to see these. But then I don't have my photos selected yet, but I want a place where the photos are going to sit. So what I'm imagining is I'm going to paint gesso from like here down to, you know, somewhere, something like this, maybe like that. Yeah, I don't have a lot of experience with gesso, so I don't know how this is going to work out. Let's see. I'm just going to go ahead and glob it onto my page, directly onto my page. This could be a huge mistake. If it is, this paper was kind of in the to get rid of pile anyways, so not that worried about it. So I want it to be thicker here in the middle, and I like how that kind of dry brush looks around the edges, kind of like that. You see what I mean? Okay, just holding these down kind of tight. So I have gesso, and what it's used for is to prepare, it's like a primer for painting other things. But here, it's going to be my photo mat. For the photos I haven't picked yet. But there you go. So that's that. I think that works. And that way I still have this brown, which I'm not super excited about, but I think that brown is fine. And I think it'll be a nice contrast for my photos. It also, because I'm using tags, reminds me of, you know, like brown boxes and that sort of thing. Okay, I'm going to go wash my brush. I'll be right back. Okay, and I did use a blow dryer just to dry all that stuff off. Next up, I am going to run a line of tape or adhesive on each side, and then we'll add these tags in. And I'm kind of thinking of the tags as like shipping labels, but also like kind of reminiscent of postcards or letters. And I have some photos that I just printed that I think are going to work nice with this, that relate to the time in World War II when my mother-in-law would send bikini photos of herself to my father-in-law, and that was something that, like, I think the ladies did back then. Like, hey sailor, you know, or whatever. But they wanted to, you know, make sure their honeys didn't forget them. So we're just gonna start to, what I want to do is have a variety. Actually, yeah, I should have started this other way. Whoops. There we go. those are all the little bits that I'm dealing with. Let's see. So in a stagger, you know, I don't want them all to be the same, but I do sort of think I want maybe just one colorful bit on each side and then the rest be a little less colorful. And I also don't, because I'm going to use these with older photos, I don't really want to use too many modern looking things. I want it to be a little less modern looking. I think that would be my other, possibly my other. For this one I like, it does look a little modern though. We'll see. That one's good too. This. Okay. These are the dates. Okay, so then I'm going to turn that over and cut off the edges there. And now I'm going to do the same bit over on this side. Whoops, I shouldn't have gotten that down so much. So I'm going to look for sort of my most colorful one first. Okay, that's kind of a love note. It says, "You are my dream come true." This one would be good because it's just married, but I don't know how I would really attach it. Because my in-laws got married in secret before he left for World War II. She was 17, just married. Maybe I shouldn't have cut that in half, but maybe that's going to be some kind of title treatment. I'm not sure. I'm going to leave that out. I actually think I have two different sets here. What I really feel like I ought to do is probably, yeah, let's cut these off first so that way I can use the other sides of the, oh, and it was good that I put a piece of paper down because it did bleed through a little bit as I was painting. So if you're going to bring paint into your craft space, just protect your surfaces. It will protect your surfaces and also make it way easier to clean up. Okay, so there's that side. And now we can work on this side. I'm just going to get them together there so it's a little bit easier. I don't really want those triangles on there, even though they're super cute. Okay, I have company coming. So speaking of my in-laws, we're going to be doing a birthday party for my mother-in-law coming up shortly. They've been married for like something like 70 something years now. She is 91. Which kind of is amazing. Like, even she thinks it's amazing. What's really kind of amazing is she and her high school girlfriend still get together, so she's not the only one who lived so long. A bunch of them did. She says they're starting to die off now, though. But they still get together for lunch like once a month. It's really probably a good habit that we could all learn from, to get together with our friends more often. Yes. Oops, no, I don't like the way that looks. Not like this. Oh, I should have done that from the back. Okay, it worked out okay. And one more down here because I want it to go all the way up and down. So just a little something, not anything overly. I just like to get something black and white, sort of. But not that map, probably. This might work too. Yeah. Just trying to find the right amount of contrast here. Okay, this might work. Because those little stripes remind me of postal codes. Okay. Here we go. So this idea of bracketing is something that you can find out a lot more about over at Get It Scrapped. There's many lessons on it, and this will be for that blog post about bracketing. Okay, I'm going to sew. I'll be back. Okay, so I think so I don't get lazy later. Let's do the twine on these tags, and I feel like this twine is a little too thin, but I tried this thicker twine that I had, and it seemed like it was the wrong color. Maybe I shouldn't worry that much. But it did feel kind of off, because it seems like you would need the bigger twine, because this is the tags are so much bigger. You know, maybe I'll just use the bigger one on a couple. So I sort of know what my photos are going to be, because I printed them up. I think my sister-in-law brought some old photos over recently that she just wanted to share, but she didn't want to give up. So I took photos of the photos, and let's do 3 of these ones, the big ones, and then we'll do the rest of them in the smaller, because, you know, tie the knot, haha. That's funny, right? It's funny. Anyway, so the photos are photos of photos, so they aren't super awesome photos. I don't remember why I was telling you that. I'm sorry. I forget. So maybe I should just double these up. Let's try that. Oh, well, she's moving. They just they sold their house and they bought a luxury apartment, and they're moving in and super excited. And I've just seen pictures of it. So it's interesting because my sister-in-law is the same age as my mother, and my mother and father-in-law are like the same age as what my grandparents would have been, and my brother-in-law is like 80. Isn't that weird? Because my husband's 13 years older than I am. His sister's 13 years older than he is. And then her husband is 13 years older than he is. And coincidentally, we all got married on the same date, which is sort of the subject of this page, January 3rd. Oh, that would be a good... I've done that before, though. And I'm not going to do it here, but, you know, the fact that we all have the same anniversary. We intentionally got married on the same date that they did. But they got married right after, like, Pearl Harbor happened. He went and signed up for the Marines, and then they got married in secret, and then he shipped out for, like, 4 years. Yeah. And then they've stayed married ever since, like 70-something years. Isn't that crazy? And so she was 17, and I think he was like 19, or maybe he was 20. And her sister and his brother were married. Lots of interesting little factoids there for our family. Get one more up here. And so I doubled them up. I'm not sure how great that looks, but I did it. And I have 3 yellows and 3 blues, and then I have one more here that I'm kind of debating whether I want to put anything there, but I think I'll put this one. Let's just do a single. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, so Lynn Grieverson did some layouts that did this bracketing thing, and there's going to be or there probably is now, that I won't post this until it's live, but there'll be a blog post at Get It Scrapped all about how to do this bracketing, which is where you kind of tie it all up instead of going like this, you know, all along the middle, kind of doing it all along the edge so that hopefully your attention is drawn inward. Okay, let's find those photos. Photos, where are you? You're right over here. Hold on, I'm coming right back. Yep, I found them. Oh, they're so funny. This is my husband. That's a different series. Okay, that's her sister. And then this one's funny because I did some of the notes on the back. But there's one and another. And she says, I'm ashamed of this one. She doesn't like her tan lines. Isn't that funny? Hey there, honey. Let me see if I have any of him in here. I don't think that I do. That's not her. That's someone else. Okay, so I'm kind of deciding about whether to that's going to be fine. Just the 4 photos. Okay. Now I think I'm going to just trim these up just a little bit because they're photos of photos. So I'm just doing that with my guillotine cutter. It's not super precise, or I'm not being super precise. So the original photos kind of had an edge to them, so I'm trying to leave that where I can, but I'm not staying true to the whole edge of it. So these are just going to end up smaller than 4 by 6. There we go. And these, the paint is appropriate because she does painting. There's one. It could fit one more right here, perhaps. I kind of want to cut that off, and then I kind of don't. But I'm going to cut it off just a little so it fits the space a little bit better. And now if I do it this way, I definitely want one more. I have a picture of her writing, like writing a letter. Let me see if that one would work. This is him now. Ta-da! And he's actually looking at those photos, which would be kind of neat, but not this layout, I think. There's one more. I think I'd just like it to be her and nobody else. Yeah, here's the one of her typing. I don't think I like that. I do. Okay, that one is her, just of her in the bathing suit, so we'll go with that one. This one had photo corners in the photo, so it's a little bit different than the rest of them. So maybe that one goes, Now, here's the problem of the jumping the gap, you know. Hey there, honey. So this is my dilemma, is how to jump that. Hold on just a sec. Okay, I'm back, and it didn't go anywhere. And I also want to show enough of that background, so let's try this some more. So we want to cover up this bit, and that works for that. that arrangement. I'm not in love with it, but it's alright. And then I think I'm going to trim this one just a little bit more. I'm going to trim it even more so the edges aren't quite there anymore. Go. And so I want you to be able to see all that paint. So there we go. And now I'm just wondering if I have one more that's really tiny that could go over here. I think that would be good. Hold on. Okay, so I didn't quite get it perfect, but I think I'm going to let this mistake be. And I want to have all of the photos kind of be attached, and hopefully this adhesive will stick right onto that gesso. So this photo is going to get cut in half. It's okay. Because just working with the, again, just working with the copy, not the original. So to do that, I am going to tape the two pages together. Some regular tape. Just so that it's going to get perfectly down there. And then when I cut it, I'll cut along that seam. Okay, where did my photo go? Well, that's not good. Oh, here it is. There we go. So I'm going to tuck this under. Oops. I should probably add some extra adhesive to the edges of this one since it's going to jump that border. But I just don't want her to jump the border. I think we'll go like this here. So adhesively challenged I am. Really. It seems like, oops. So I got her a little more tilted than I wanted to. Oh. Let's do like this. Because I don't want this one with the slanted writing to be too crooked, because it's already wonky. But the other ones can be as wonky as they want. Yeah. Ta-da! Now I'm going to turn this over and then just cut along that seam. So now that worked out just fine. Okay. So next up, I'm kind of wondering if I want to bring in that photo of my father-in-law now. And then because I could kind of say, like, in his mind, because he's looking at her and he's writing this little, this is when she was in the hospital, he's writing this little note that says, please be nice to my wife because she's going to come to visit. And he has Alzheimer's, so he I must want to tell the story about, like, in his mind, they were probably just, it's like they're just married, you know. Let's see if we can get it over here. He's here as my son. I think I am going to put that right here. And then we'll pick that just married up. I think that's the one I want. Yeah. Okay. Maybe over here. And this is going to jump the border here. So I'm going to have to do that taping thing again. That's okay. How do we like that? I think I like it like that. I think I want to trim this down, but not a lot. So I don't want it to be quite as high as 4. There we go. And now do the tapey trick. Sometimes I don't scrapbook fast enough for my own taste. You know, Get It Scrap does have a new series. It's going to be called, I don't know if she started it yet. I think she did. It's called, I think like the Highly Efficient Scrapbooker. I don't know, it's something like that. The Motivated and Efficient, something like that. I've got to take a little sneak look at it, and it looks great. But I haven't done like a deep dive into looking at it, so I really can't tell you more than it's here or it's coming. And it looks awesome. And it's a, Debbie Hodges' mind is just really thorough, and she's put together a lot of the content on the site and then like kind of brought it all together. It's really, it's amazing. It's amazing. Okay. So kind of weird. What do I want to do here? I think I want to have like some lines for journaling over here. Yeah. But I want to probably draw with a pencil. I'm gonna get a pencil. This is my highly inefficient way of making scrapbooking videos. Sorry. Here's a pencil. My pencil sharpener is downstairs, which isn't the most efficient. It's just the facts of life. Okay, so I want it to say, like, in his mind, they were, in his mind, they were Oh, where is my magic eraser? I had it out. I'll be back. I'm back. Are you filming? Yes. Okay, so this is the magic eraser. It's just magic rub. And you get it at an office supply store. It works perfectly every time. Okay. This does need a little doodad. Let's get that in there first. Let's use the big one. So I'm worried about spacing. And letter stickers. I think these are probably a little too white. Let's try it anyways. So I'm going to start from the end. They were, I should probably write this out. These are called Getty White by American Crafts. And I picked them up, of course, at a scrapbooking yard sale for like no money whatsoever. For $30, I spent $30 and got a whole bunch of stuff, most of which is on this page. And it was, you know, it's not all old stuff. Like, let's see when this was made. Well, these were made in 2007. Those are kind of old, but fine. Just fine. Yeah. Okay, so they were I did a video series all about, well, I did the haul video from my trip to the scrapbooking yard sale, and then I've either finished, by the time you see this, I'm either finished or still in the process of making 30 layouts with the $30 worth of stuff that I got at the scrapbooking yard sale. A lot of it was Teresa Collins stuff, which is where these tags are. And I did get some crepe paper and Maggie Holmes and nice stuff. An abundance. There were just a couple girls there that I think were really ready to get rid. They were. Now that looks pretty weird. That's not. Even though I have lines here, that didn't stop me from making it crooked. Okay, honey. He's gonna go get the dinner. Yay. That's my husband. In his mind, let's put the in his mind kind of going like this. So I'd like to finish this before the dinner. And I'm probably not going to show it to them. I do a lot of scrapbooking pages, so it's not earth-shattering when I make a page. And what I like to do is put this together in like some kind of an album and then show them all at once, rather than say, here, I made another page, and then the next day, look, I made another page. Yeah, that gets old. The family's like, that's nice. But they do enjoy looking at the paintings that I've been doing lately. That's been fun to show off. In his mind. What else can I tell you? There's some movies I want to see. I want to see the new one, like Ricky Randazzo or whatever that is, with Meryl Streep. We like everything she makes. And I watched one. Did I tell you earlier about it was like a on demand. It was about this English family who goes to Scotland to visit the grandfather in his mind. And the grandfather dies and the kids give him a Vikings burial. It's pretty funny. Because it wasn't really authorized, you know. They were just like, yep, we lit grandfather on fire and put him out to sea. But they thought they were doing what he wanted. It was pretty awesome. And I'm trying to think of what else. I can't remember what. I think it's called like what we did over the summer vacation or something like that. What we did on our break. I don't know. Something like that. Alright, so I need to write in, and I'm not sure if I want to write it here, because I don't think I do, or up here. I think here. It isn't the best title placement in the world, but it'll do. Debbie Hodge would do a better job with the title. She's awesome with titles. Okay, now I'm going to do a little journaling, and then we'll do a little bit of embellishment. Not a ton. Here we are so far. I'll be back. Okay, so it says, in his mind they were just married. Charlie, Mac, and I pored over the old photos from World War II of Ethel when she was in the hospital for heart surgery in May 2015. So that was us. We spent the days, we would stay over at my in-laws' house because usually my 91-year-old mother-in-law takes care of Charlie. And so it was our turn to do that. So Mac and I did homeschool over there. This was back in May. My mother-in-law had heart surgery, and we're all super glad she is fine. She's better. They fixed her all up, and I think she's better than before. So it was the kind of thing where if she didn't catch it, then it would be a huge problem, but they did catch it and fixed it. So we should be fine. All set. Let's hope. I think we are. Okay. Kind of wondering where to put this. There's like 3 sets. 3 little spots of hearts. I think I like that. I'm going to use my Thermo Web sticky dots to nail these down, and then I might do just a little bit more embellishing, not a ton. and then photograph this thing, get it up over to get it scrapped, and then go have birthday dinner. That sounds like a plan, huh? Ah! Gonna have to work on that one a little. I got the dots like kind of on the front just because I wasn't being very careful. Okay, let's see what else. So to get those dots off the front, just take, usually you just take like your t-shirt, something like that, you can kind of rub them right off. Doesn't seem to be working. I don't know why. So I really could just put those on again, but I don't think I want to. I'm trying to save them. Because after all, it was this generation that taught me to be frugal, if I can. Not that scrapbooking is a frugal hobby, because Lord knows it's not. If I can save these hearts, I'm gonna. Okay, now what else do we want? Maybe a little bit of, yeah, that would be fun, right? Let's see if I have gold. Bronze. I have Glimmer Mist. I don't know what this color is supposed to be. Clam Bake. The bronze could work. The Clam Bake actually might. Let's try that. What's it called? Clam Bake. I would like to go to a clam bake. Yes, I would. Let's just do a little test on this. Really should test it on. I think that'll work. It's not really gold, but that's going to work. I don't think it is going to work. I want it to be a lighter color than that brown, but not, I mean, maybe white. I don't know if I have white. That was the problem. Let's just do it in a couple places for consistency, and then we'll, yeah, you can barely even tell. Then we'll try to find some white. I don't think I have white. Just looking here, and it doesn't seem like I have a white mist. But you know, I do have white paint. This is white paint. I could just go flick, flick, flick. Let me get my brush. I'll be right back and we'll do that. Okay, we're going to try this two ways. One is with a toothbrush and the other is with a paint. So this is the toothbrush. I don't think you can really see that. It creates a very fine looking. Yeah, that's going to be better, I think. I want the gloopier look. So, just a little paint on my brush. Just going to cover up my photo and then, yep, it's going right on the photo. So, cover your photo if you don't want the painting gloop on there. And then let's do the other two. And like the last layout, I did some mist on, and then so I don't mind if this gets on here. There we go. I'm okay with that. And the same over here. Might Need a little bit more paint on my brush. There we go. Fine. Fine, fine, fine. I'll be back. Okay, now is the time to determine whether I want embellishments. This could be cute, right? But it could also be like too much. What do you think? I think if I put that there, something else would need to go over here. Something dimensional. But I don't know what. What do we think? Too much? I think this might be, I think it might be done. Here's a little camera thingy. That could, yeah, that could be kind of cute. Let's cut this in half. So you get like the sweetie on one side, and then it's subtle, and then this bit on this other side, as I like to do. Let's see if I can, if I do this, I'm gonna need to do it a couple of times. But I think I like that idea. Just adding in a little bit. So you know, kind of see that we're looking at the old photos. Is it too much? It's getting to be a little much, isn't it? I also have this part. I like this. It says date processed. That seems pretty perfect, actually. Maybe I could get these a little closer together. I know that's going to mess with my... That says date processed. I think I like that quite a bit, actually. And then this one says fine view. Are we liking this? Is it too much? I don't know if it is or if it's not. A whole bunch of transparencies here, or whatever you call these things. That says transparency. I like that. This way, and these are going to go underneath the photos. How do we like that? Just fine, right? almost there. I'm thinking like a little bit of red. So it just kind of like shows that you have like a whole bunch of photos you're looking through. I think that's going to work. Okay. I like it well enough. I'm not completely thrilled with myself on this, but it's alright. Do we want one more kind of maybe over those? Because if these two... This is where I get to thinking, it's still too much. It's too much. But then I kind of think like, I don't often do enough. Yeah, if I do that one, it's going to cover up the... It's going to cover up too much up there. Oh, I have an idea. I do have these. But yeah, it still covers it up and you can't read it. I don't like that. Alright, I'm going to leave it like that, nail it down, call it done. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.